Hey everybody, it's Jordan with PDQ.com, and we're here for another Patch Tuesday. December this time. It's December. So I guess on the bright side, the three 9.8 vulnerabilities won't get a whole lot of attention because people are still freaking out about Log4j, rightfully so. You don't see a 10.0 out of 10 very often in a CVSS score, but usually the difference between 9.8 and a 10 is scope. Can it escape out of the instance where it's running? So 10 is worse, yes. 9.8 is still atrocious. And in this Patch Tuesday, we've got 3 that are rated 9.8. Overall, I think 67 exploits patched, 7 or 6 were critical, and 1 of them is being actively exploited. But let's dive in and take a look at some of the lowlights. The first one, this is the Wcl Extension. This is if you use Visual Studio Code. It's an extension that works with being able to basically write for Linux in a Linux environment within Windows. So you're not going to see this probably a lot with your regular customers, but if you have a DevOps department and you have a mixed environment of Linux and Windows, chances are they have this extension. And this allows people to run unauthenticated code. This will allow people to run code against that's unauthenticated. So if that extension has a vulnerability that's really bad. So if you have an mixed environment, you have DevOps, make sure you get that patched as soon as possible. The another 9.8 is the Microsoft 4K wireless display adapter. This one, while the exploit is bad, there are some mitigating factors. It's an adapter for display, so if you don't have a TV for display services, most likely you don't have this. And if you do have it, it can't be exploited remotely. It's got to be within the same network. But if they're on the same network, they can run unauthenticated code against that, which makes it pretty bad. The frustrating one about this is it's not just a Windows update. Because it has to do with this adapter and everything, you have to, on a machine that's on the same network, install from the Microsoft Store the wireless display adapter app, and that will give you access to a security tab where you can update the firmware. So it's 9.8, it's bad, it's limited in its scope on what it can be attacked, and updating is going to be a pain in the butt. The last one we're going to go over is the Windows Apex installer. This one's actually only 7.1, but I just figured I'd highlight it because this is the one that has been actively exploited. And what this is even if you don't have admin rights, you can be sent a malicious install link that will allow people to run unauthenticated code with the Apex. You can install the latest store, and that will take care of that one. Or if you can't update that for some reason, they do have some group policies on the CVE link that will let you go through and make sure that they can't run that install. Other than that, the rest of it's pretty standard, straightforward. There's not a lot of bad. Or maybe I'm just saying that because we've been dealing with the fallout for that Log4j, which if you're unfamiliar, we have a blog and a video out on that one. So yeah, patch your systems. Unfortunately with this one, between Log4j and the 4K adapter, there are quite a few patches where you can't just say push Windows updates. You have to go through and do just quite a bit more work. But since that's the case, why not automate what you can? I recommend using PDQ Deploy and Inventory. Use those to push out your updates on what you can, and that gives you more time to focus on things like firmware updates and tracking down old jar files. For PDQ.com, I'm Jordan.